Hey folks, I'm getting word that I'm live here with the final run of Shots Fired Domination. It's been a really good week of runs, and I'm excited to bring Star Trek Deep Space Nine: The Fallen as the finale run. Specifically, we're going to do the Worf category. This game has 3 separate campaigns, one for each of Sisko, Kira, and Worf. We're going to do the Worf campaign. They are not identical. They're actually pretty different campaigns. They kind of interact with each other. So time will begin after this prompt. So I'm going to select this, and time is going to begin when I hit play game here. So we're going to do 3, 2, 1, play ball. All right. So this is a Unreal Tournament Engine third-person action game. As far as I know, I'm the only active runner for this, although shoutouts to Kabali, who did a lot of tech finding for this. In this first stage with Worf, we're going to be fighting against the Gagari. That means we have 2 types of enemies. One are the drones that we're going to shoot, and then we also have these guys, these big hulking guys. Those guys are actually invulnerable to rifle fire. So that's that's a bit of a situation. This level can go really sideways depending on where they're placed. We can bat left these guys, so that is exciting. An important note about the version of the game that I'm playing on an unpatched version because they patched out several skips that we can use. So the unpatched version, generally advantageous for speedrunning, has a few drawbacks. What are those drawbacks? Well, it is harder for Worf to fight the Gagari. That is one kind of issue. Please use the panel. Don't get shot. Oh my god, dude. All right. Trying to get through here before they. This is a really long animation. You can't. Obviously, this should be apparent, but you can get interrupted while trying to do these. Generally speaking, we're trying to ignore most of the enemies on this level. They're just not worth our time to deal with. Worf's campaign is advantageous in that it has the shortest Defiant level. The characters in the game will come to these different levels at different points. They're sort of in relation to each other. I'll point this out with some of the later levels, like because Worf will be doing them in effect after Sisko. That's an example of something that happens on the unpatched version, where when the guy explodes, we always take damage. When I pick up things or use switches where I'm not using an item, that is a context-sensitive input. I'm not actively pressing a button to engage. It just sort of does it. Now, I do have to select the inventory item and use the item when I'm using an item to interact, but if I'm just pressing a button, it is a context-free interaction. These guys can shock me when they're on the floor. That's always dangerous. All right, but anyway, this is good news. This is actually a fairly painless first stage. That stage is always spicy. Between certain missions, we're going to go back to Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine, we all know, love and cherish and honor. If you're playing this casually, you could walk around and talk to people. The game has a lot of the original voice cast. So, for example, right now, Worf is in fact being voiced by Michael Dorn, who is no stranger to video game voice acting. But there's others too. You do have Nana Visitor. You do have who else? I mean, Rene Auberjonois. You have the Bashir's actor. The only actors that aren't the original actors are they could not get Avery Brooks to do Sisko, and then also the actor doing O'Brien is not Cole Meany. I don't think Cole Meany has ever done video game voice acting. Avery Brooks, I do think, is in Star Trek Deep Space Nine Harbinger, which is like a multimedia game. Anyway, welcome to Dorado Mines. We're gonna have some fun skips in these stages. Also, I hate birds. They're the worst. Okay, so first skip here. We're supposed to climb up that ladder and go up a bridge above, but ooh, make saves. This is we're gonna be able to skip that by just doing a jump off of this ledge. Nice. Grab this card. Some enemies are about to appear, so we don't want to deal with that. Wow, the spider made it through. Oh, they all made it through. That's great. Okay. The enemy placement in this game tends to be very random, so it is never a surefire thing. All right. This game does have bunny hopping, but it's not very consistent. You have to get the input on pretty much the first frame, and you can only do it in places where there's enough space above us to jump. So there's gonna be little parts where I'm gonna be attempting to do it. I am doing it using a scroll wheel is when I'm trying to activate it. Also, notice how the back of the helmet looks like a frog face. I don't know why it's like that. Okay. So, on to the next part of the stage. We're going to jump downstairs. I mentioned before, Worf is different from the other characters in that he has a batleth instead of a phaser. So Cisco and Kira have recharging phasers. This doofus just brought a knife to a gunfight. So in order for him to use ranged weaponry, he has to use things that have, you know, finite ammo. So you have to be very careful about managing ammo. I mean, with all the characters, but with especially Worf. There we go. I got one. A nice bunny hop there. A lot of these early game enemies will take 2 hits. And later when we start fighting the Jem'Hadar, they'll take 3 hits to kill often, depending on the flavor of Jem'Hadar we're dealing with. This code is fixed. This is 2431. Oh, no. Ugh. Reset. As I said before, it's context sensitive, so if you don't back up... Oh, no, I did... All right. Worst puzzle. It's so simple. So simple that even a bird could do it. We're going to do a trick here called a mind skip, where we're going to avoid having to do another... Obviously, I'm bad at doing these button inputs, right? Like, we don't want to do that. So in order to avoid doing more of those button inputs, I'm going to get some resources and then use a mine to do a jump. Worf has an advantage here. He is tall, and he is also doing the sequence after we've already opened the doors in the Cisco version of this campaign. So that's going to be an advantage here. It's funny because Cisco has to do a triple mine jump to do the skip, and then Kira has to do double. But Worf only has to do one because he's just very tall. So he's going to be able to make one of the jumps without having to use a mine to gain extra height. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this first jump, if I were Kira, I would have to use a mine to make that. But good news. All right, so we're going to position ourselves with a little setup. There we go. Easy peasy. That allows us to skip a sequence where we have to open a bunch of things and spawn more enemies and do all sorts of terrible things. Nice. When you do these turbolift sequences, when you're back in DS9 between missions, you don't even have to exit the turbolift to get it to go down. You just wait for it to go to the top and then step back and announce to the room that this could have been a phone call. All right, it's time for the betrayal sequence. So we're going to stay on Deep Space Nine, but it turns out there are Cardassian agents here, and they're messing everything up. So we got to deal with them before they destroy Deep Space Nine.
Drop your weapon. Drop your weapon.
Cool. All right, so we're being very intentional about how we use our ammo here. Like, in fact, if one shot doesn't work, I kind of get messed up. But good news, used all our shots extremely precisely, and as we get to 0 on this rifle, there is another hidden rifle in the wall. Excellent. Did I actually? I think I did. Let me make sure. Did I use the panel? I always forget whether or not I do this, and I doubt myself every time. If I didn't activate the panel in the previous room, I would have actually been knocked into the center and instantly died. But good news, that didn't happen. The turrets are bad, but what's worse are the vols. All right, good. We got away from them. All right, so now we need to activate a switch in this next room, but it's full of dudes. Clear them out. All right. And now we're going to go into the second part where it turns out there is a bomb. JC, a bomb. And that is the end of the first part of the sequence.
Dax to Worf. Inside the pylon. I think the Cardassians are placing gravitic mines. Scan the area and proceed with.
What's weird about this game is that it's supposed to be set between the 6th and 7th seasons of Deep Space Nine, but Jadzia Dax is here. That's a spoiler for reasons I'm not going into if you haven't watched the show. But I'm pretty sure this is the last time what's her name? Terry would have voiced this character. Vols. You would think that I would use the Batleth on the Vols, but the Batleth has a really hard time making contact with their hitbox. So I have enough ammo that I can just use the disruptor rifle on the Vols. All right, yeah, come on, uncrouch.
Worf, the trilithium explosive is located above you, near the top of the shaft.
Now we have to go knock a switch in order to be able to access the bomb. The bomb is at the top of that shaft that we just passed through. We can't get to it just yet. I really like the death screams in this game. They're quite flavorful. Grab the health for safety. Oh, that dude lived. That's wild.
The section ahead of you is flooded with nitrogen tetroxide. Worf, a propellant conduit has ruptured.
Okay, there we go. I was trying to skip the cutscene. All right, so now we have plenty of health, so we don't have to deal with this ladder. We can just fly down up onto here. That guy might come back, but we have plenty of health. He's not going to be able to kill us. And nice. You love to see it. All right, another meeting, another phone call. Yeah, the portraits are always reflecting what's going on inside the game, which is quite the treat. I am a huge fan of that. Okay. Now we get to do some really exciting stuff. We get to go to SR3. We get to do probably the premier trick of the run. So we're at the top of like a mountain with a path that spirals down around it. So that's cool, right? You know, big old mountain path. But we have ways of kind of messing with the game that allow us to get down to the bottom of the mountain path. I'm gonna kill these birds. These birds will try to interfere with my plan. Disrespectful birds. All right, here we go. Grab this health. Oh, this is good.
It's a good bet the Dominion knows our mission objectives.
Acknowledged. Where's the changeling
now? This is the hard part.
The ventilation conduits. I expect it'll try to sabotage other systems.
Major,
oh.
security team to
Oh, no.
It escaped into the ventilation conduits. I expect.
So what we need to do is tap our way down here, and then we can fall into here without taking damage, and then that allows us to transition to going down this wall. Took a little extra damage there, but it's fine. So that's pretty okay. I will accept this. But yeah, so that allows us, we could have jumped down at a different point right away, but we would have had to walk all the way around the base of the mountain. And doing this is better because we're able to go straight to the end point of the level. Oh, thank you, sir. Might. All right, victories. Ah, as I always say. You do love to hear it. There is an invisible wall in this tunnel that's not supposed to be here, which is really cool because of how dark the tunnel is. Cool, out of there. Nice. I'm really firing all cylinders with these bunny hops today. Okay, we're gonna grab a shield belt for some extra resistance to damage, as well as all the ammo that we could ever hope for. These fish do not respect shield belts. They will, in fact, just damage our health straight through the shield. Just super cool. At this point, we don't have a respirator or anything, so we do need to be mindful of health. This is a nice long swimming sequence. I wish we had some sort of fast swimming technique in this game. That would be incredible, but alas. Okay. Right now, what we're doing in-game is we're trying to get into the remains of a Federation spaceship that went down. And the ship was carrying an orb, and we want the orb. Chance to get some more ammo and health. There's a fish down there waiting for us. We do pick up an antitoxin hypo spray there, which is useful because there's an extremely non-zero chance that a bird will poison us. Also, that fish will 100% murder me. All right, so now we're close enough. We're gonna dip under this portion of the ship to make a slightly faster line. Hopefully, we don't take too much damage here. Yeah, we're fine. All right. Now we're finally gonna be able to get up onto it. I think I mentioned before that I am currently the sole runner for this game. Kabali did do some glitch finding, so some of the stuff was stuff that he found. Shout outs to him. We can bunny hop up the slope, although it's not quite as useful as doing it on a flat surface. Yeah. There we go. We got that. All right, we got a few. That's good. Good enough for me. Now, because chronologically the Cisco campaign occurred before the Worf, this Worf level, the door's already open for us, so we don't have to open the door, which is nice. This is a skip. This is actually a big skip right here. We can't mantle onto that ledge. We have to jump onto it, but since we can jump onto it, it allows us to skip a bunch of platforming. I can actually take credit for that one. Worf's missions at this point are mostly just plant bombs. So that's Worf's campaign, I feel pretty strongly must have been the last one made, because they're like, what are we gonna have Worf do? I don't know, plant bombs. That's what Worf does. Worf plants bombs. Yeah, they're all having a big old Jem'Hadar party for whatever reason. I took a ton of damage already. Please, it's Worf. Oh yes, we get through. Okay, they can interrupt that door. So obviously, where are you? Where are you? I know you're here, dog. All right, that was worth it. No shame.
Worf, I have the package. I'll contact you once I've located a safe exit.
So again, our objective here is to scuttle the ship and to pick up an orb. Most of this is going to be pretty straightforward. As intended sort of stuff. We're just making our way through the boat. An important pickup, though, will be going underneath the ramp that we just walked up, because there's a respirator here that's going to be essential for getting through to the next part where we're planting a bomb. All right, equip the respirator, and then we're going to swim down to here. They don't really have an animation for picking up stuff underwater, which is gonna come up in just a second, because we're gonna find the point where we're supposed to put the bomb for Worf. And then he's just gonna sort of hoover up some items. If we were playing the Cisco campaign, we'd be doing stuff above water in this area. That's why the levels probably seem very big. Because again, there's multiple campaigns happening. Boop, hover. Yep, there you go. Pick up all that stuff. Now, just as we're running out of respirator juice. Out of here. Yeah, you can't play as Odo in this game. I do think, if you want playable Odo, I think the 2D platformer on SNES, I think has a playable Odo section. I could be wrong. I have not actually played that game myself. I've just seen screenshots. All right, the name of the game here is Runaway. All right, good. There's a chance that they can hit me in midair. Oh yeah, look at those bunny hops. All right, we need to make this jump. All right, cool. Now you might wonder what kind of futuristic space weapons do we have here in Star Trek, and the answer is good news. We got a space shotgun. Yeah. Rene Auberjonois, a great actor, great voice actor. Been in a lot of video games. It was like Janice Audrin in the Soul Reaver series.
Cisco to Worf. Exit at the lifeboat base.
Or Janos. Did I say Janice? I'm sorry. I should probably be banned. Is his name Janos? I haven't played those games in years. I'm assuming it's Janos. I don't actually know. Is there a Legacy of Kain expert on hand? All right, so now we're just escaping now that we've planted the last bomb. A great thing about this shotgun is that because it has such a wide spread, it does hit invisible enemies, pretty much guaranteed. Which is awesome. Because there's a lot of invisible enemies, and I need them to go away. Okay, so that's going to wrap up the end of the SR3 sequence. And then it's going to take us to the prison escape sequence, which is absolutely the diciest thing in this whole game for Worf. This whole sequence can go wild because there's a bunch of enemies who have the potential to stun lock us with shotguns and just kill us. So that's really neat. It's just like, I like that, you know? That's a feature. We got a shock rifle. This is like a close range weapon that allows us to use ammo to shock, and then it also has a bladed like melee feature, which is actually really useful because it's got a huge hitbox and it's great for sniffing out invisible enemies. Important pickups here. We got to get this level 1 access card, then we got to get this rifle. Also, that's health. All right, cool. All right, coming up on a bunch of fights here. A bunch of awful, awful fights. All right. I know you're here. As I said, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, this next fight is going to be terrible. Come on. Oh, no. All right, whatever. Are they all gone? Okay, they're all gone. Grab the tricorder. Worf doesn't actually need his tricorder, but I always kind of like to pick it up anyway. All right, this is really good because we haven't gotten horribly stun locked. Turning off the alarm reduces the number of enemy spawns, so we pretty much always want to take the chance to do that because of how lethal this level is. We do not want to mess around with that. Hey, it's Batleth, but it's called a bladed weapon. Fake nerd alert. The developers who made this game are not real nerds. Shaking my head. Bladed weapon. Don't they know anything? Don't they know this is a Star Wars game? Shout outs to one of the folks helping with this marathon, who also does another marathon and wrote down a bid war for this game as a Star Wars bid war. Realized their mistake, but also it was funny. I don't know if they're awake, but I'm not gonna name them if they're not here. All right. There's a chance another guy's gonna spawn. All right, he's not here. So we picked up that space shotgun. That's really important because we need to stop this guy. We need to stop this guy from activating an alarm. If he were to activate an alarm, it would prevent us from going through this door right away, because we'd have to get this woman's card and then cross back the other way to turn the alarm off. And that's slow as hell, dog. All right, so there was a bunch of invisible mines in this level. So we need to surface them first, and then an enemy should activate them for us. Thank you. And that will allow us to proceed. Wow. Okay, so usually this guy goes straight for the alarm, but he didn't. That was weird. Oh, wow. All right, I got owned. Usually these guys get destroyed by those explosive barrels. That's the reason I used the shotgun when I turned the corner there. Okay. Yeah, this is just one long prison escape sequence. We will be grabbing the orb on the way out, though. Orb is important. Those enemies that don't look like the lizard guys, those are the Vorta. They can only do like a shock attack, but they're also super weak. We don't have to worry about them too much. Grab some more ammo. That? No, it doesn't. Okay. Now, of course, we needed that level 2 card at the woman drop so we can open up the door and proceed to the next section. Here, we just want to run straight forward. Don't deal with the enemies down here. All right. Unfortunately, she already walked beyond the... ideally, we would have been able to get up there, and she would have been in a place where I could have used the mine has to be visible for it to hit her. Enemies do not have to be visible to trip a mine, but the mine has to be visible to be tripped by an enemy. So that's, you know, there'll be a test on that.
Over there. Fire at will.
All right, he's dead. He's invisible, but he's dead. All right, shock blade, shock blade, shock blade. Okay. Once again, unfortunately, we can bait an enemy into this, but it takes like a really long time to do. We don't want to waste all that time. All right, we're already carrying the maximum supply of health. That's pretty good. All right, yeah, it's Orb. It's our best friend, Orb. There's a chance I can kill this guy before he... No. All right, cool. Good enough. All right, so there's like a chance we can knock that guy down before he touches the alarm, but it's like really hard to do. It's not something I generally try to go for. If you manage to knock him down, then the other two guys don't spawn. This room is full of explosives, but the explosives do not impede your path. So as long as you know, just run straight across there, you'll be fine. I got some more platforming. Worf has like a little platforming, not as much as Kira does. They want you to stand on like the little moving platforms here, but you can just use the sides to do the platforming. So easy peasy. I really should have shock stick there. Wait, let me grab the health. We gotta climb up through some hot steam. Oh, the steam does too little damage for me to avoid it. We just take the damage, just tank it. Some guys are going to appear here, but they're dumb as bricks and they can't shoot up, so I'm just gonna climb away. Yeah, they're mad. They're so mad. right. Now time for the finale sequence of this whole bit. This is where I can really truly get stun locked in an awful, miserable way. I'm looking forward to it. We got a good amount of shotgun ammo, which is great, which is going to be might make the difference for us. So. All right. Got him. All right, some guys should come through here in a second. Oh, no. Come on. Okay. Oh, all right, boy. Okay. All right, we got him. All right, time for alternative strats. Worf, why are you crouched? My boy. Okay, we're fine. This is fine. Give me shotgun ammo. That shotgun ammo? It was. All right, good. Okay, all right, that's fantastic. Great news. All right, good. We killed all of them. I think we should be pretty scot-free now. Yo, raid hype. Let's go. So this woman has the level 3 card that we've been looking for. This also means you might be wondering why wasn't I turning off the alarm? Well, that's because these are level 3 alarms and I need a level 3 card. Turning it off is worth doing because the last room of the level would be full of dudes if I did not turn the alarm off. And we are out. Awesome. Okay, if you stand on top of the turbo lift, it will kill you. Turbo lifts are murder.
It won't be easy beating the Obsidian Order at their own game.
Aye. Note that Cisco continues looking at me, even though I've gotten on the elevator and I'm speeding away. All right, time for another exciting trick. So I mentioned at the very beginning of the run that I'm running the unpatched version of this game, and we're about to go over one of the reasons why. Why run the unpatched version? Because it gives us a big skip in this level.
Dax to Worf. Head to the Thornite exhaust port. It's located outside the base at the far end of the island. Watch your
All right,
step,
first
Worf.
though, we got to get rifles.
Cardassians have mined the perimeter.
Come on.
Acknowledged. Warp
All right.
out.
Anyway, fantasy walls. Woo! There we go. Look, I finally strung together some bunny hops. Cool. All right, we've skipped most of that level. It was a good time.
Warp to Defiant. I'm inside.
Acknowledged. I've uploaded the coordinates.
All
of
right,
the
time for Worf to do a lot of commando murder.
They should appear.
We need a level 3 military card to get through this area.
And remember, good luck, Worf. And remember,
That dude tries to turn on the alarm. That's rude and disrespectful. That's also why I made a quick save there. If you get an alarm in this section, you get like infinite dudes. So you don't want that. No one wants that. All right, once again, you're planting bombs, JC.
To Defiant. Beta objective achieved. Warp out. Drop your weapon.
The dude spawns here? No? Always forget. We got to put another bomb under here.
Warp to Defiant. Alpha objective achieved. Warp out.
I'm going to go ahead and go inside here. Pick up some extra resources just for safety. That includes ammo. That includes health. All right, please leave me alone. All right, whatever. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Hate that turret. The worst. Awesome. Again, I'm trying to kill every guard before they can activate an alarm, because that would be slow. Infinity. Look, It'd be infinite Cardassians. Is that really what you want? Got plant one more bomb in here. Worf is very particular about what surfaces he'll climb up on.
Worf to Defiant.
All right, now we need to go through the exhaust pipe that we saw earlier in the level. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh. All right, cool. I wasn't sure if it got baited into being in a fixed position there. Awesome. But yeah, now we're just getting out of this level. Should be one more dude up here. Yep. Spawns now that I've opened up the exit. So this is another area where if you're coming through here with Cisco, you're chronologically before Worf arrives. So on the Cisco playthrough, you have to do puzzles that Worf simply doesn't have to interact with. Nice. All right, pick up some more ammo. What's nice there is that you can actually you can interrupt a pickup animation by falling off a ledge. And it's like a marginally faster pickup, but like just fractions of a second. All right, planting bombs.
Worf to Defiant. Alpha objective achieved.
It's all Worf knows how to do. This is another area where like each character has like a very different set of missions coming through this area of the map. Worf's is the simplest just because it's plant bombs.
Worf to Defiant.
All right.
Gamma objective achieved. Warp out. Drop your weapon. Worf to Defiant.
All right, cool.
Beta
Now we're out.
objective achieved.
Oh shit, I don't have more health. Okay, wait a second. We should be fine. All right, ignore me. All right, we're good. You're good. Oh, geez. Okay. All right, time for the finale. The big old finale. Worf has got to rescue people. We're fighting the Grigari again. If you were here at the beginning of the run, you'll remember that I had to fight some dudes. I had to take care of business. Now remember, Grigari, you can't kill them with a rifle, but you can kill them with explosives, and also a weapon that they have that I'm about to pick up called a plasma thrower. Plasma throwers are pretty wild. I'm probably going to kill myself using them. Oh, that's bad. All right, let me pick it up. Okay, all right, that's fine. Not ideal, but fine. I need to activate these two items right here. There's a tiny little jumping skip I can do here. If I can grab onto sledge and then I can climb up into this window. Saves a little bit of time having to walk all the way back around.
This is Lieutenant Ramsey. Be advised, Grigari troopers are...
Gonna open up this window again. There's gonna be two drones to the left here.
We've got company.
Take care of them. Another drone's gonna pop up through a vent. Then I'm going to use my plasma thrower on this dude. Oh, what? Just did not fire the second time I popped out there. Excellent. Obviously the ladder is a little broken here, so I need to just mantle up. Since this is a marathon, I want to be safe. Grab some extra health. One thing that's kind of a problem in this game is that it's very inconsistent about whether or not it lets me do these jumps. Sometimes it will not let me climb up if there is a player character too near. Thankfully, this woman backed off, so we were able to make that jump this time, which is great because, you know, it's faster. It's a speed run. I like going faster.
Over there.
Gonna give us a nice cutscene showing us this large room that we just don't have any reason to bother with. Also, did I not pick up the ammo? Pretty sure I picked up the ammo. All right, this is actually important. The unpatched version of this game has a bug where you can't use the alternate fire of the plasma thrower if you only have 20 ammo left, which is weird. I don't know why it's like that. They fixed it in the patch version, but also the patch version fixes a bunch of skips. So yeah, we don't want to deal with that. All right. Sometimes you got to shoot. All right, pick it up, pick it up, pick it. Oh God, okay. All right, cool. Ideally, I would have had 2 more shots, but we're just going to have to play this the old-fashioned way and kill both these guys. Oh, boy. Okay, that's fine. We're all fine here. Okay, cool. So we need 200 ammo in order to kill the final boss of the game. The final boss shouldn't do any damage to us. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're all fine here. All right, hop down here. Make a save. It's evil Cam Clark. The boss of the game is voiced by Cam Clark. We thought he was our friend, and then he turned out to be evil, which doesn't sound like a Cam Clark role at all. How could he do such a thing? Time does not end when he dies. So I will call a timeout. Don't worry, I'm on top of it. Cisco's campaign does end when the boss ends as normal, but this, for whatever reason, just I don't know, doesn't quite roll that way. So give me a second here. The time will end as soon as the load appears. So right about now, time. Woo! That was actually another PB. I PB'd both my runs this event. That's cool. Yeah, so that is Star Trek Deep Space Nine, The Fallen, 80% Worf. Nice. You love to see it. You love to get the thing done. But I think that also now marks the end of Shots Fired Domination. Thank you all for watching this event. Matt instructed me to do some outro talk. So thank you for watching. Thank you all the runners for running. Anecdotally, I can tell you that I heard so many good things from people about this event. People that I know. Wait, what did he? Oh no, I'm seeing a message that something wrong was clicked. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna assume it was fine though. I'm gonna assume am I still online? Oh, the timer. Don't worry about the timer. I timed it on my end, so I got good splits. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so thank you. Also, thank you to the organizers. Matt, who is the head, the host. Many other excellent staffers doing work. I think Hutch, Hecky, Prototype, Twan's been doing the highlighting as well as restreaming. I'm sure there are more restreamers that I'm not naming off the top of my head, but this event went super smooth. The runner guide was incredible. Probably the best runner guide for an online event that I've ever seen. So really, really good. Just an A+ event. I know the goons on Something Awful were saying nice things too. So yeah, thank you organizers for putting all this work in. Okay, I had to go to sleep. Understandable. I mean, he's put in so much work, so much credit to him. Because we wouldn't be having Shots Fired still without Matt. This event series was started by Shaddix, and Matt picked up the mantle. And I always think it's super impressive when an event can successfully pass the mantle to a new organization or to a new leader. That's really speaks to the robustness of the community. So everyone pat yourself on the back, but especially the people who are putting in the work. No, it's good. Look, we got the job done. We're all going back to Deep Space Nine. So I imagine, do we you want me to dial up a raid target? I do have Discord open. I don't know if anyone wants to jump in and speak through my audio, but if you need a target, I can identify a target. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, that's going to be it for me and my run and for the event. So thank you all for hanging out, and hopefully I'll see many of you around at future Shots Fired and other speedrun events. Roll the credits. These are all the people who worked on Shots Fired. No, JK.